In this video, we're going to be answering one of those questions that causes a lot of tension between partners, which is, whose ball is it? We're going to be focusing on who takes the third shot after the return of serve.
All aboard!
Hello, my name is Tony Roy from Into Pickle, and together with my partner CJ Johnson, we are Pickleball. The two of us are pickleball professionals dedicated to helping you become the best pickleball player you can become. In a minute, we're going to go back to the game tape and look at that video and determine who should have taken that third shot. And we're going to show you two different scenarios. We're going to show you one where one player took it in the same game and one where the other player took it. And you can decide which one you think makes more sense or which one was better for the serving team. But let's go to the board for a second and frame it out. So I have the blue team down here that has the S on them. That's the serve team. And the yellow team up here with the R's, that's the return team. So what happens is you have your serve and you have your return of serve. If this player knows what they're doing, they will have moved up. The question we're dealing with here is, right, whose ball is it? Right, so whose ball is this here? Who should hit it? Which one of these two players? This player on the serve team or this player on the serve team? A lot of times what happens is this player will be a right-handed player, and so this player will come across like this and take the shot, take the third shot. We suggest to you that that is not optimal play, and I'll give you a couple reasons in a second. But this is very common, where this player will come across like this and take this third shot from this return of serve in the middle. Sometimes you hear it's forehand in the middle. There's different reasons given. Forehand in the middle is one of the most common ones. There's a principle that we apply in our teaching, which we apply to most situations unless there's a reason to do something different. And generally, what we call it the X, right? So that basically there's an X on the court between these players that looks like this. And so basically the idea is that if the ball is coming along this axis of the X, then this player, the player on the end of that axis, should generally take the ball. It doesn't mean all the time, but generally should take the ball. And if the ball is coming this way, then this player should generally take the ball. The respect the X principle, and if you're not familiar with it, I'll link to a video up here that you can go check out a general conversation about it. But this principle here overrides things like forehand in the middle and things like that most of the time. There are exceptions, and we're not going to get into those here right now. But what we're going to talk about is, it does impact, I should say, who takes this shot. So if you remember, this was the returner, right? When we had the setup where the serve was being hit. So this is the returner. That means that even though the ball's sitting here, that ball is traveling along this direction, right? Along this axis like this, right? Because this player hit it. So generally speaking, who should take this ball? It should be this player here, even if it is with their backhand. So the backhand-forehand distinction does not drive this conversation. The question as to who should hit this shot is generally driven by which way is the ball traveling. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One reason is it is easier for this player to hit the ball mechanically, because rather than reaching away like this player would have to do, this player can simply hit it coming into their body. That's one reason. The other reason, and this is a reason that's often overlooked, is if this player comes to take this ball, this team becomes a one-player team, meaning there's only one player who can do anything. This player is pinned back here and is out of commission, if you will. So when this player comes across, and you'll see that in the game breakdown or in the video as we run it, you're going to see how this player ends up being pinned behind the other player and can't help out. Whereas in the other one, you'll see when this player is allowed to take that shot, this player then it has freedom to move forward and to be involved in the rally from the beginning. So generally speaking, we recommend that if the ball is traveling this way, that the third shot be hit by this player. If the ball is traveling in the opposite direction, that the ball be hit by this player. Interesting side note here, even if the ball is a little bit over the line, but it was hit by this player, okay? So it's coming along this direction here, like this, right? That's following that X. We recommend that this player still take that ball, even though the ball technically is on the side of this player. The reason being, the ball is traveling along the direction that will make it easier for this player to hit the ball. Hopefully it should be clear after seeing those two videos. The one time when this player came all the way across like this to hit that shot, and this player was pinned, not optimal, right? Hopefully you saw that in the video, you were able to see that. The other one, where this player was allowed to hit this third shot, and this player was able to move up, you could see how much more effective the serve team was in that situation. I'm going to link to some additional videos here that you can watch to continue your learning with respect to DX and some other concepts. If this type of information is helpful to you, this kind of board breakdown as well as game breakdowns, that is exactly what we do inside the pickleball system. If you want to find out more, I'll link to it below. Join us inside the system, and we'll see you in class.